Aquí está. Here it is. Okay, muy bien. Y buenos días, feliz lunes. Espero que ustedes estén bien. I hope you guys are well. Y vamos a practicar. I hope you have your kitschy, strange item about like what you'd like to throw away. I hope you're prepped because
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
hoping people have things to talk about. I've got one or two things to talk about. Okay. Vale. Antes de hablar, before speaking, let's take a look at our article. We're going to open with
mm,
that first. See, es el propósito. That's our purpose. We're going to pull this up, and I want to make sure I make this big enough so we can read. And I'm going to have apologies that I cannot, and an advice. For
so
some reason, my Zoom screen does
I can't
not
read.
show you guys when it does not show you guys to me when I am sharing a screen. I have yet to figure out why this update is messed up. Let me try to move a couple things. Nope, nope, it's not hiding. I just can't see it. Okay, so keep in mind, don't wave your hand because I can't see it right now.
Okay.
No, no la puedo ver, no la, not it I can see. No la puedo ver, no la puedo ver. You'll have to speak up, interrupt me, and you're not being
It's
rude.
blurry. It's
Okay,
not clear. There it is, better.
okay. Uh, all right,
Can
so
I
when I
make a
take,
comment about this article first? This
oh,
is Sam. I want to
perdón?
make an article. What happens is my wife and I are in the process of finding our next residence, and
Oh,
we're going through this process of downsizing and trying to get rid of things.
so this
And this
worked
is
for
the
you,
this
Sam.
is the perfect article, yeah. But we have too much stuff, Marilyn.
Ah,
But
it,
this is a 2 year process to move into independent living. We'll see. Ah,
okay, okay, está bien, está bien. Yeah, actually, Sam, you're not the only one. I have another person in one of my classes who was downsizing because they're moving to be closer to grandkids,
oh no, we're
and
not doing
you
that.
know, yeah, these things. Well, these things happen, don't they? So, and you know, even if we're not moving. Uh, I did what I thought was what they were calling in on the internet death cleaning, but clearly it was not enough because I still have stuff everywhere. I could have lined up 10 things to show you today, and I've only got two. I
I'll give
almost did three, except I'd have to get up on a ladder to get the third one.
I'll give you a preview of my prop, and then we'll get into
Oh,
it. But not now.
ajá,
Okay.
ajá. Ok, vale, muy bien, muy bien. Bueno, what I want to do is start off, and let's do some shadowing and reading. And I want you
Okay.
to notice I purposely did some underlining and such. Oops, let me make sure I've got it. Okay, you can see the article now. See?
Mhm.
Yes.
Bien. Okay. Any place where I've got things underlined, it means I was showing you how, and as I mentioned, these will be sprinkled in. We've got some reflexives sprinkled in, and oh, and some examples of things where, you know, the pronoun maybe gets attached somewhere.
Mm.
Here we've got a pronoun not attached in front of the verb because it's a one verb alone. Here we've got a pronoun attached to the end of the infinitive, right? And we'll explain uh, how that works. And here's another example of a pronoun attached. And this one is attached because it's a command. It's telling somebody,
Mm.
go do something. So another command, and we have one attached. And now we've got a pronoun attached, not because it's a command, but because it's attached to the idea of a preposition. And the preposition, a verb that's positioned next to a prepositions, words like en, a, con, de, para, por. Those are prepositions. When we have word order wise a verb right next to a preposition, we have to put it back into infinitive form. And when you've got an infinitive, a not conjugated verb, we have to attach the pronoun. Here's another underline because it's a command and it's attached. And here is a pronoun attached because it's an infinitive. So we have, I want you to notice there are a bunch of different positions. Yeah. This is, and I'm going to start just backlisting here. We are going to do a shadowing thing. But I want to start off with this special verb. And again, we talk about how some reflexives are not the I'm doing it to myself, like me levanto, I'm getting up. Yeah. Some reflexives just take a basic verb and tweak the meaning of the verb somewhat. The verb tratar by itself, I've got it highlighted in blue. The verb tratar by itself means to treat or to try to do something. Okay? But when I make it reflexive, se trata, and then we need the little preposition de. Se trata de. Tratarse de means to be about. Has nothing to do with trying to do something. Yeah, when I make tratarse reflexive and I attach my little de here, it means to be about. So a movie is about, a book is about, a play is about. You get the idea, yeah? And even though you don't have the word about in that phrase, se trata de at all, it does mean to be about. ¿Ok? Pero cuando se trata de algunos de sus objetos más sentimentales, le cuesta abandonarlos. Le cuesta. It's hard for somebody. The le is just a generic anybody. It's hard for someone to abandon them, to get rid of them. Okay? So,
What is the infinitive in that le cuesta? Marilyn,
see?
what is the infinitive?
Oh,
Cuesta.
abandonar.
Costar? No, the le cuesta.
Oh, the infinitive that cuesta comes from.
Yeah.
The
Costar?
infinitive that cuesta comes from is costar.
Yeah, okay.
Costar, which looks more in spelling like our word cost. And it does mean to cost. Costar can mean to cost like an amount, like a price, an amount of money. But this le cuesta, when we use this with le cuesta, it means it costs you, meaning it's hard for you. It's difficult for somebody to do.
And it's always le?
It's always le because it's hard for you. It's hard for him, for her, for somebody. And the le is like if I said le compro un café. I'll buy you a coffee. I'll buy a coffee for you. Yeah. Or te compra un café, le compra, I'll buy him a coffee. Le compro un café, I'll buy her a coffee. Yeah?
Is it le costamos for if us?
Le costamos means we are buying something for one person.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me write this down actually underneath it so you can kind of see how that structure works. Costar literally means to cost, but when I use it in this kind of structure, it means if something costs you, it means it's hard for you to do it. Okay. So, por ejemplo, I could say, me cuesta, and in this case, it's me cuesta. Me cuesta, it costs me. Whatever the action is, costs me. Me cuesta, me cuesta cuidar Los gatitos. It's hard for me to take care of the kitties. Me cuesta. It costs me. If something is hard for us, in this case, it's going to be a little bit different. If it's hard for us, see, nos cuesta abandonar,
Nos
then, sí, esta cosa. No, momento, cuesta.
cuesta.
Okay. Nos cuesta abandonar esta cosa. It's hard for us to get rid of this thing. Yeah. Like in this. Yeah. Le cuesta means it's hard for him or for her, a theoretical person. Yeah, just one person. That's what the le stands for.
Okay.
It's hard for that person. Me cuesta, it's hard for me. Nos cuesta, it's hard for us. Te cuesta, it's hard for you. That's how we change the meaning, right? Okay. Vale. And we talked about this little thing. There's a little ceramic statue thing she talked about. I think that was literally where we left off. See? Bien. Let's start with some shadowing before we do our conversations. So we do use this as a loosen up. I would like somebody to speak up since I can't see your hands. Who would like to do some shadowing where I read something and somebody repeats after me?
I'll go.
I will go.
Let me take the feminine voice I heard first, and then we'll take, I think it's probably Sam.
Julie.
Yeah. Okay. Bien. Vamos a comenzar. Is this big enough for everybody to read? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí?
Yes, sí,
Sí.
sí.
Bien. Okay. Bueno, vamos a empezar. We're going to begin. Pero hay otros recuerdos
Pero hay otros recuerdos
que no le producen
que no
Que
le
no le produce
producen
la misma alegría.
la misma alegría
Como los recuerdos
como los recuerdos
y las obras de arte
y las obras de arte
que le han heredado
que le han heredado
sus parientes,
sus parientes
que solo ocupan espacio
y que solo ocupan espacio
física y emocionalmente.
física y emocionalmente.
Yeah. And what that says is, but there are other souvenirs. Recuerdos can mean memories. It can also mean souvenirs. There are other souvenirs that don't produce in one, do not produce in somebody, the same joy. Like souvenirs and artworks that you've maybe your relatives have inherited. Heredar is to inherit. And that only take up a space physically and emotionally. Let's do one more sentence with you, and then we'll switch gears to Sam. Con suerte,
Con suerte
me voy a jubilar
me voy a jubilar
a los 67 años.
a los 67 años,
Dice Alan, or dijo Alan,
dijo Ellen.
and that's the name of the person who was talking. So I should have taken that out. ¿Quién tiene 52 años
¿Quién tiene 52 años?
y vive en Nueva York?
Vive en Nueva York.
Bien. Okay. And I want you to notice here, because I've got two verbs working together, voy a jubilar, and jubilar, retire, is generally used as reflexive, jubilarse. So, voy a jubilar, I can either put it in front, me voy a jubilar. Anybody remember where else I can put the word me and still be okay? I can put it in a different position and it's still okay.
Jubilarme.
Jubilarme, I can attach it to the end of jubilar. And I could just as easily say, voy a jubilarme. Jubilarme. I can attach it to an infinitive because of the two verbs working together, okay? I can't do that with a single verb, just with the double verbs.
Got it.
With luck, I'm going to retire at 67 years old, said Alan. This was the lady who was talking, who is 52 years old and lives in New York. Vale, bueno. Sam, ¿quieres continuar? Want to continue for me here, Sam?
Sure.
Bien, bueno. Realmente quiero ocuparme
Realmente quiero ocupamente.
ocuparme.
Ocuparme. Okay,
Bien,
sorry.
mejor, better, sí. De todo este exceso
De todo este exceso
de cosas entonces.
de costas entonces.
Yeah. Do I really want to? Oh, and I should have underlined this, although it's not reflexive, but it's still got a pronoun. Do I really still want to be occupied with all this excess stuff?
Stuff.
Then, meaning she's 52 now, but down the road, right?
Another 12
Entonces
years.
means, yeah, entonces, she could have said instead of the word entonces, después, afterwards. She could have said instead of entonces, más tarde, later, but there are different ways to express down the road, yeah? Entonces is one of those words. Ok, Sam, un poquito más. No quiero estar
No quiero estar
divirtiéndome
divirtiéndome
con mis amigos
con mis amigos
y mi familia,
en mi familia,
disfrutando de la vida
disfrutando de la vida que tanto
me ha costado construir.
me ha costado construir.
Construir. And I want you to take this look at this word, Sam, because this should be just even though it looks like ha, we don't want to hear an H. Yeah, we don't want to hear an H. And it's hard for us in English to do that. So,
Okay.
don't beat yourself up over it. It's just something we have to work on. All right. That word will sound just like the letter A by itself, but it's
Okay.
really spelled with an H, even though we don't pronounce the H.
So the H is silent.
The H is always silent. The only time you hear an H is when it's the CH combo, like mucho or chico or muchacho. Yeah, the only time you hear an H is when it's a CH together. Okay, and there are a few little structures, and oh, you know what? I should have underlined this. Oh, and this one was, this is three verbs strung together, so it's a little more complicated. But because I've got an yendo or ando, because I've got an ing construction, we treat that just like an infinitive. I can attach a pronoun to the end of it. So let's see what this means. No, I don't want to be enjoying myself, because divertirse means to enjoy oneself or having a good time, right? I don't want to be enjoying myself. And then we tell with whom? With my friends and my family.
Right.
And this means enjoying or having a good time with life. Yeah. Enjoying life that it has taken, that it has been so difficult for me to build. So she's talking about enjoying her free time. Yeah. Alan is a lady who was giving these quotes. Okay. Vale. Muy bien. Muy bien. Okay. ¿Quién quiere continuar? Who wants to continue next? I'm going to put some faces on that. Andres. Vale, Andres. Let's give you a couple of sentences to do some shadowing with me here. Y sin embargo, Alan se siente
Ellen se siente
incómoda.
incómoda,
con la idea.
con la idea,
Let's try that one word again. Idea.
con la idea.
Yeah, this word idea, and your English brain really wants to say idea because it's
Mhm.
spelled the same way, isn't it? And it means the same thing, but we have to pronounce it very differently. Idea,
Three
idea.
syllables.
Sí, idea. Ujú. De desechar
Desechar
las reliquias
las reliquias
familiares.
familiares.
Yeah, familiares can mean familiar. It can mean belonging to your family. And that's what that means in this case. Sin embargo is a great little chunk. Sin embargo is like saying nevertheless. And nevertheless, Alan feels uncomfortable with the idea of throwing out family relics. Reliquias are relics, and now we're not talking about religious relics, yeah, not the holy bones of saints and Jesus, none of that. It's just, relics in a souvenir sense. Bueno, un poquito más, Andrés. Los objetos sentimentales.
Los objetos sentimentales,
And let's look at this word because we're going to want to take that j out and put in a h. Objetos.
objetos,
Bien, objetos sentimentales. Son las cosas
son las cosas
más difíciles
más difíciles
de botar.
de botar.
Bien. Sentimental objects are the hardest things, the most difficult things to throw out, toss out. Botar is to throw something away. Interesting footnote. I'm going to add it in here. Botar sounds exactly like this word. Botar. These two verbs, both AR verbs, both regular, sound exactly like, but they're spelled differently. Botar, botar. Right? But they mean very different things. Botar with con B grande, with B con burro, with the our English idea of B, means to toss out, throw away. Yeah. You use it when we talk about litter, like throwing litter out of a car, which hopefully people don't do anymore, but you all know some people do. And botar, which sounds the same, pero con B chica with the little v. See, that is to vote. So they will sound alike. But because of the context, you're not talking about voting for things, but throwing stuff out. Okay. Bien. Vale, bueno, ¿quién quiere continuar? Who wants to continue a little bit? I'm giving everybody 2 sentences if they want.
I'll go.
Bien, oh, pues, bueno, Karen. Excelente. Aquí vamos. Here we go. Okay. Los recuerdos
Los recuerdos
pueden sentirse
puede sentirse
entrelazados
entrelazados
con nuestra identidad,
con nuestra identidad,
sobre todo
sobre todo
si una vez
si una vez
nos trajeron
nos trajeron
consuelo
consuelo
o pertenecieron.
o pertenecieron
That's a long word. Hiciste bien, you did well. A un ser querido,
a un ser querido,
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 beloved, beloved.
Oh.
Querido, loved, loved. ¿Ok? Los recuerdos pueden sentirse. ah, ah, Souvenirs or memories can feel. Entrelazados is this idea. Can you see my hands?
Mhm.
Yes.
See? Entrelazados. Entre means between. Entrelazados means.
Oh.
Anybody want to take a guess?
Intertwined.
Intertwined?
Intertwined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Intertwined with our identity.
Sí.
Sobre todo is above all.
Mm.
Above all, if at one time, they brought us, and notice, oh, I'm going to underline it. I should have done it before. See, it's so natural to me. I got to think about it hard. They brought to us, and the nos is a to us. If they brought us comfort, consolation, consuelo, yeah? Or if they belonged to a loved one.
Ah.
Un ser querido. Ser means to be, but here it is a noun, and it means a being, like a human being, yeah? Un ser querido means a loved one. Okay, un poquito más, a little bit more. Deshacerse
Deshacerse
de ellos
de ellos
puede indicar
puede indicar
que ciertos capítulos
que ciertos capítulos
de nuestras vidas
de nuestras vidas
se cierran.
se cierran.
Bien. Getting rid of, and we use the infinitive for this ing idea because I'm not saying I am getting rid of or they are getting rid of. I'm just saying the action of getting rid of. So here, deshacerse is actually acting as a noun. Getting rid of, disposing of them, meaning all these little souvenirs, can indicate that certain chapters of our lives are being closed. This se cierran looks like it's reflexive, doesn't it?
Mhm.
It does. But, trick question, it is not. This is a passive voice thing. Sometimes when you see or hear the word say, this is actually a good time to point this out. Sometimes, say, sadly for you guys, say has many, many, many uses in Spanish. Probably like 6 or 7. That's sad. That's sad when you're a beginner because you're sitting there saying, well, what does it mean here? In context, it is what we call a passive voice. This is a use of se, which means it is closed
Mm.
or it is closing. And we're not really saying I'm closing this chapter or she's closing this chapter, just these chapters, they are closing. And they are being closed by, oh, I don't know, some faceless person, by anybody. Yeah. This se cierran, you may see as without the N on the end. Se cierra might be a sign that is hung on a store door. And they flip the sign. And when it says se cierra, it means closed, meaning the store is closed. And when they flip it, it'll say se abre, it's open. Yeah. So once in a while, you'll see se used where it isn't really reflexive. It's what we call kind of like a passive voice. Okay. We're not talking about who is doing it, but the emphasis is on just it is done. It is opened. It is closed. Spanish is spoken. Se habla is another example of that kind of se. Okay, vale. Bueno, queremos continuar. We want to continue. Anybody else want to do some reading for me today? Un poquito. Un poquito. A little bit of shadowing? See? No? Nadie? Nobody? Okay. We're going to read just to our next title, and then we're going to stop and give people a chance to start to talk here. So I will read our next few bits. La gente tiene miedo, people are scared, de olvidar estos recuerdos, of forgetting these memories. Pero nuestros recuerdos, but our memories, viven dentro de nosotros, but our memories live within us. No en nuestras cosas, not in our things. And notice they flip from the context of recuerdos, meaning up above these paragraphs, souvenirs, to memories. Yeah, because your souvenirs don't live, but your memories live. Yeah, our memories live. And you know that just because of the context, because souvenirs don't live, but memories certainly do. Memories live within us, not in our things. Si quieres reducir algunos de tus objetos más significativos, if you want to reduce some of your most significant objects, los expertos en limpiezas, cleaning experts, a fondo, deep cleaning experts, a fondo means deep. Te proponen algunas formas suaves de empezar. They propose to you some gentle means, suaves is soft, some soft or gentle means of beginning. And I'm going to underline this. It is not reflexive. Te propones, a to verb would be reflexive. So this is a pronoun, but it's not reflexive. Te proponen, they propose to you. Okay? Instead of proponen, I could have said te recomiendan, they recommend to you. Or I could sub in a different verb if I wanted to, but create the same idea. Te sugieren, they suggest to you. Okay, so when you see these little pronouns like me, te, nos, and se, right? If the pronoun, the te, does not match the form of the verb, it means somebody is doing something to that person, right? Not they're doing it to themselves, but somebody is doing it to that person. In this case, they propose to you. Who is the they? Los expertos. Yeah? Okay? ¿Vale? We good so far? ¿Sí bien? Okay. Hicieron bien. You did well. And where we stopped and did a few little corrections, that's where we just say to ourselves, we want to clean. And I want you to all know where we had little burbles or little boo-boos that we had to clean up in our shadowing. Those were good kind of boo-boos to have because they were on some of those sounds that English speakers find hard, like the word objetos instead of objetos. Yeah, objetos, doing that h sound for a J, or like a instead of ha. Okay, these are typical things. We just always need to practice and clean up a little bit as we go along. They're fine. Okay. Ahora vamos a compartir. We're going to share. Una cosa que quieres votar, something you want to throw out. Esto sí. Tengo dos cosas. I've got two things, but they're two very different things. Sí, ok. Esto es un boomerang. Sí, es el boomerang de mi esposo y él construyó o hizo, he made, hizo esta cosa de madera, of wood, ¿sí? Cuando él hizo este boomerang, cuando tenía como, no sé, 12 años, 14 años de edad, ¿sí? Y fue un juguete. It was a toy. Fue un juguete, ¿sí? Pero no lo usa. He does not use it. No lo usa. Not it he uses. No lo usa. Así que me gustaría botar. I would like to throw out, pero va a volver, but it's going to come back. Okay. Dos cosas, your things. Hay un ejemplo. Is there something you would like to talk about that you want to throw out? ¿Y por qué and why? ¿Sí? Quiero botar esto porque nobody, ni una persona, not even one person, usa esta cosa. Pero no puedo porque es de mi marido. I can't because it's my husband's. Okay. Bien. ¿Quién tiene una cosa? Who's got a thing to talk about?
I do.
Julie, bien, bien.
Switch my. This is it.
Oh,
Oh, shells.
oh,
Esta es la punta del iceberg.
wow.
Ya. Tengo muchas conchas marinas que recogí en las playas de Puerto Rico cuando teníamos una casa allí. Me encanta Puerto Rico. Las conservo porque me acuerdo los buenos momentos que pasamos allí y lo hermoso que es. Pero ahora voy a darlo a mis nietos, quienes van a jugar con ellos y luego las o sus madres van a tirar a la basura.
Okay. Y conchas son shells, ¿sí? Pueden ver que sí, conchas son shells. Hay muchas personas que coleccionan
Ujú,
o recogen, pick up, recogen conchas en la playa. Es muy común recoger, pick up, recoger conchas durante las vacaciones, ¿sí? Y Julie, tienes recuerdos de las vacaciones en la playa, ¿verdad?
sí,
Sí. Y es buen recuerdo de pasar las vacaciones felizmente en la playa. Es muy común. Y tú vas a darles, sí, las conchas a los nietos,
sí, pero
grandkids, sí.
sí, van a get rid of them.
Ok, ok, sí. Bueno, esto sí me gusta. Y son conchas bonitas. La verdad, sí,
Sí, muy
son
bonito.
conchas bonitas. Sí, bien, bien. Bueno, a veces podemos hacer, a veces podemos, we can, dar las cosas a otra persona, ¿sí? Como los nietos. We can give them sometimes to another person. Bien. Buena cosa. Gracias, Julie. ¿Quién más? Who else? Andrés,
Yeah.
got something. Bien.
Yeah.
Muéstranos, show
This
us.
esta es
An M&M man.
Eminem Blues Man.
Ah, Andrés, ¿compraste tú? Did you buy?
Sí,
Ah,
lo comprar ese enos en una tienda de música y esta en stand de mi sala de música.
sí, bien. Ok.
Um,
¿Hace cuántos años? How many years ago, Andrés?
oof,
¿Hace cuántos años? Más o
uh,
menos.
uh, I'm
10,
maybe
20.
uh, 30.
Wow, 30.
Oh, 30. Yes.
30.
Many years ago.
Okay, many years ago, hace
Yeah.
muchos años.
Yeah.
Hace muchos
años.
años. Bien, ok,
De,
continúa.
de pusa gafas de sol.
Gafas de sol. Sí, some countries they call it lentes. Sí,
Yeah.
ok, sí.
Porque muchos músicos las usan cuando tocan.
Sí, many musicians use them when they play. Muchos músicos las
Yeah.
usan cuando tocan la guitarra o saxofón, sí.
A mi esposa no le gusta.
No le gusta. He doesn't
No.
like it. Entiendo. Andrés es exactamente como el merengue. Okay, I want to point out something you did really well, Andrés, I'm going to let you keep going. Muchos músicos las usan. Many musicians, them, they use. Muy bien.
you.
That las is talking about gafas de sol. Okay, continúa. Continúa,
Yeah.
Andrés.
This took me quite a while to write this, even though it's only one paragraph.
Okay. I have to.
Mi esposa cree que quedara bien en la habitación de un joven o en una residente universitaria, pero no en nuestra casa.
Ajá, ok. Sí, sería posible, it would be possible, que un estudiante de la universidad, ¿sí? Tendría una estatua así. A university kid would have a statue.
Right, yeah.
Perfecto, sí.
Yeah.
Sería muy común, it would be very common. Sería muy normal para un estudiante. Sí, porque a los estudiantes les gusta tocar guitarras, tocar música con saxofón, violín, trompeta, sí, muchos instrumentos. Sí, bien. ¿Algo más?
Me encanta el jazz, el blues, and rock and roll clásico. Es debido mirar esto mientras escucho.
Ok. Entonces, esta estatua es difícil botar porque tienes afección, tienes cariño para, sí, con esta estatua. Los recuerdos de tocar la música son recuerdos fuertes, ¿sí? Bien, fantástico. ¿Algo más, Andrés?
No,
No.
that's it.
Ok.
No.
Oh, wow.
Ok. Entiendo perfectamente. Y es muy interesante porque sí, es el hombre de M&M's, de los dulces, candies, de
Yeah.
los dulces de M&M's, sí, de color azul. Que es, sí. Y con las gafas de sol. Es precioso. Cute. Es precioso. Bien. Ok. ¿Alguien más? Somebody have another object. ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
¿Danita?
Oh, cute.
Mi esposo le da un valor sentimental a su colección de ranas.
Oh,
Mucho
okay.
ranas.
No es colección
Tenemos,
de relojes, es colección de ranas.
not only, hola,
Ok.
everything. Everything rana.
Ah,
Tenemos tanas que hemos tenido que guardarlas. So much, too many. It had
un-
storage. We put it in storage.
ok. tenemos que guardar. We have to keep.
Guardar.
Guardar sounds like guard, and it can mean guard, but in a context of keeping stuff. Tenemos que guardar. We have to keep. Tenemos que guardar las colecciones en un cuarto especial.
Ah,
¿Sí?
sí,
Es tu caso. It's your case.
sí.
¿Es así?
Mm,
Una colección de ranas, a frog collection.
no,
¡Wow!
Yeah, cool.
¿Tiene figuritas de ranas y
sí.
pinturas de ranas y
Everything.
todo?
Everything, ranas. Everything.
Cool.
Muy
Oh,
divertido. Y entonces, Danita, porque es la colección de tu esposo, no puedes botar,
No,
no puedes
oh,
botarlos.
no.
Ah,
No posible. No.
pero te gustaría botar. You would like to throw out.
Oh,
Te
yeah.
gustaría botar.
Mm.
Exacto,
Mhm.
entiendo. Wow, wow. Interesante. Bien. ¿Quién tiene otra cosa? Who's got another item to share?
I go.
These are fun items you guys have. I
They
gotta tell you.
are fun
Karen,
items.
sí, bien.
Okay.
¿Qué tienes, Karen?
I gotta get this on first.
Ah, es un son. Ah,
Oh,
oh,
there we go. All
un
right.
sombrero pequeño. Oh,
Esta es mi gorra de la Escuela de Enfermería. Estudié muy duro recibirlo. Me lo quedo muy sentimental.
ah.
So there it is.
Sí. La primera gorra, la
Sí.
primera gorra, first cap, ¿sí?
First cap. But when you graduate, you get the band around it.
Y buena palabra, Karen.
Yeah.
Sí, es la gorra de enfermeras,
Sí,
¿sí? Ah, que tú recibiste, that you received,
sí,
que tú recibiste, you received in the past, ¿sí? Después de graduarte.
sí.
Después de, here's my little de
Okay.
preposition word, después de graduarte, after graduating.
Graduating. Sí,
Entonces tiene valor, has value, sentimental,
sí,
gran valor sentimental. Wow, interesante, wow. Me gusta. Y no tienes que botarlo, botarla. You don't have to throw it out. No, eso es. Bien, me gusta. Y no ocupa mucho espacio. It doesn't take up a lot of space.
no.
No ocupa, it doesn't take up, ¿sí? No ocupa mucho espacio. Es fácil de guardar. It's easy to keep. Bien. ¿Alguien tiene algo más? Anybody got? Oh, Sam, we've got to get your drill in.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Sí, es especial. Now, this might be, I don't know if this is a hard word for you to pronounce or not. Let's see how you do with this.
Let's see how I do. Tengo este taladro eléctrico con cable.
Okay. Un
That's this electric
taladro.
drill.
Un taladro is a drill. Un taladro eléctrico. Perfecto, Sam. Perfecto. Sí. Un taladro eléctrico. An electric drill. Ok, continúa.
Pertenece al Museo de Herramientas. Oh boy, wait, hold on. Herramientas
Herramientas,
eléctricas
tools.
con herramientas eléctricas con cable.
Bien,
Belongs to the
sí.
museum. Okay.
Sí.
So now here we go. Here's
Oh,
another thing.
pero, pero
Right.
tiene pila.
Está
It's got a
bien,
battery.
está bien, tengo este taladro eléctrico inalámbrico que me regalaron mis nietos.
Los taladros con pila with a battery
Right.
son mejores que los taladros eléctricos que tenemos que enchufar, that we have to plug in.
Right.
¿Sí?
And then, so my last thing is, no sé por qué todavía conservo el taladro con cable.
I don't know why I am keeping. ¿Sí?
Yes.
Sí. Ah, a veces es así, ¿no? Ah, yo tenía un taladro que funciona pero funciona a mano. No es eléctrico. Era de mi papá. It was my dad's. ¿Y por qué conservo esto? Porque era de mi papá, because it was my dad's.
Mm.
Pero no lo uso. I don't use it. No lo
You know,
uso. No, ¿por qué? Es difícil de usar, ¿sí? Hay que hacer así con el taladro, es difícil. Ok, bien, taladro, drill. Me gusta, muy bien. ¿Alguien más? Anybody else got another one? ¿Algo más? ¿No?
no.
¿Sí? Tengo una cosita más. Una cosita, sí. Esto es algo, ok. Tengo esto porque es de mi esposo, ¿vale? Sí. Ok. Entiendo por qué, ¿sí? Tiene valor sentimental para él,
Sí.
pero esta cosa es realmente, uy, y es difícil. Ok, mejor.
Yes.
Es una cosa realmente, es una cosa fea. This is really an ugly thing.
What is
Es
it?
una cosa fea. Es como, no es pintura exactamente. It's not exactly a painting. Es un diorama. It's a diorama
Oh,
del desierto. Tiene cactus, plantas de cactus aquí dentro. Y es, es algo que se usa como una pintura, pero de verdad es algo muy feo. Es muy feo. Y era algo que, bueno, me envió mi suegra, my mother-in-law sent this. Pero no es de mi suegra. It's not really my mother-in-law's. Era de su suegra. It was from her mother-in-law. Así que es como un cuadro, a picture, pero un cuadro muy feo de, de la abuela de mi esposo. Y no me gusta para nada. Pero, ¿y por qué guardo esto? Why do I keep this? Porque es difícil explicar a mi suegra. It's hard to explain to my mother-in-law. Es difícil explicar a mi suegra que quiero botar el cuadro, ¿sí? Tiene valor sentimental para ella, pero ella no vive aquí y no quiero decorar mi casa.
una pregunta. Una
Sí,
pregunta. Do you
sí,
like it? Do
no.
you keep it out?
No, no, está en una caja grande. It's in a big box. Ok, so, una historia, a story. Es buena oportunidad para decirles algo y ustedes tienen que escuchar y entender, ¿ok? Bueno, la historia. La última vez, the last time, la última vez que se mudaron mis suegros, the last time my in-laws moved, la última vez que se mudaron mis suegros desde Michigan hacia Florida, ¿sí? Ellos siempre tenían muchos recuerdos, pero muchos recuerdos, cosas sentimentales de sus padres, ¿sí? Que son los abuelos de mi esposo. Y bueno, siempre, cada vez que se mudan, every time they move, cada vez que se mudan, nos dicen, hay algunas cosas que vamos a mandar por correo a tu casa. There are some things we're going to send by mail to your house. ¿Sí? Son recuerdos de los abuelos. Pero de verdad, no sé, sí, esta cosa sí era un recuerdo de una visita a Tucson de la abuela de mi esposo. Y a mí no me importa porque no es mi recuerdo de Tucson, es un cuadro feo. Pero cada vez que mis suegros se mudan, every time my in-laws move, hay muchas cosas que no quiero poner en las paredes de mi casa. ¿Y qué voy a hacer con esto? Quizás es posible mandar las cosas a Goodwill, pero ¿quién quiere? Who wants? ¿Quién quiere este cuadro tan feo? No lo puedo entender. Pero muchas veces sí, mandan los viejos juguetes, they send the old toys, ¿sí? They send me mandan juguetes, toys de mi esposo, me mandaron, no es una broma, it's not a joke, me mandaron las notas en papelitos. Remember those grade cards you used to get as a little kid? Las notas son grades, ¿sí? Sí, los libritos de notas del colegio a primaria, elementary school, la escuela primaria de mi esposo, no me importan. Sí, tenía la letra A en matemáticas.
Okay.
Sí, en tercer grado, third grade.
Who cares?
Me importa. Y realmente a él no le importa tampoco. He doesn't care either. And notice how we use the word tampoco. When I have a negative idea and then I say somebody else also has the same negative idea, a mí no me importan las notas. Those grades don't matter to me. No me importan las notas. Y a él tampoco, not him either. A él tampoco le importan las notas de como tercer grado, third grade. Y sí, yo I threw out, boté las notas, por fin.
Okay.
No la pintura.
¿O a la basura?
Sí,
Sí,
¿por qué no?
pero el cuadro, no sé, siempre tengo miedo de que mi suegra me dice algo como, oh, ¿te gusta el cuadro del desierto de la abuelita? Ay, no, no
Sí,
me gusta.
pero no van a ver.
Pues sí, pero porque son de la familia de mi esposo, no me siento, I don't feel, no me siento como tengo permiso. Sí, ¿entienden? No me siento
Sí,
como, como tengo permiso de votar las cosas de su familia.
sí,
Si fueran las cosas de mi familia, if they were my family stuff, ¿sí?
Ujú,
Me sentiría libre a votar, ¿sí? Esos recuerdos, pero es difícil cuando no son de mi familia.
ujú,
Y algún día voy a morirme, someday I'm gonna die, y mis hijos van a tener que votar, ¿sí? Y van a decir, ¿qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto?
ujú,
No entiendo porque, ¿sí? Ah, son imposibles. Pero tengo como un cajón de tamaño así. I've got a box this size, de tamaño así. Una caja llena, a box full, una caja llena de cosas viejas, recuerdos viejos de mis suegros. Y es muy difícil. Ok, bien. Hay otra cosa, hay otra cosa, ¿no?
No?
Nada, nada. Ok, bien.
Okay.
Uh, we'll continue with where we left off with a little more shadowing practice to open up next week. But I do want to stop and see if you've got some questions on some things we listened to. Vamos a ver. Tengo que marcar. I need to mark off where we are leaving off so we know where we start off next week. Momentito. Y después, ok. Y quiero preguntarles, I want to ask you guys, that's the les word, the you guys, les. I want to ask you guys, quiero preguntarles, I want to ask you guys, ¿hay alguna pregunta que ustedes tienen de los pronombres? Is there some little leftover question any of you have about pronouns that you want to ask before we start with our next set of questions? Because we talked about where they go, how they shift
Mm,
positions sometimes.
right. I think we're good.
¿Alguna pregunta, any kind of question before we keep going? No? Nada? Okay. Bien, bien. Quiero preguntarles ahora. I want to ask you guys now. I had given you this to listen to. Uh, this was on, and now I'm sharing this so you can
ujú,
see. Sí, Jeff que tiene la camisa verde, he's got the green shirt, ¿sí?
ujú,
Y él quería, si el video es un video que nos explica, that to us it explains, que nos explica dos verbos en español,
Same.
¿sí? Un verbo es poner, to put, y el segundo verbo, el verbo número dos, es el verbo poner, to put. Y bueno, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre poner y meter? ¿Sí? And he even had a little, couple of examples of meterse. So I want to know, is there some question you had on that video of anything he explained with meter versus poner? Algo or no?
How
Marilyn,
do
I
you,
actually,
how do you, oh, go ahead.
was gonna say, thanks. This Jean. I have a question about this video. I didn't understand. The thing that confused me the most were the verb tenses because there was some past tense.
Oh, yes.
And I don't have a good handle on past tense yet. So,
Okay.
something. So that was what was
And I
confusing
don't
here.
expect you to. And you know what? It's
Okay.
very hard. It's very hard for me to always find a video that will exclude, somebody using a different tense. But I will
Sure.
kind of show, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm going to put that up on screen.
Okay. Thank you.
You can see, because I know what you're talking about here. Aquí vamos. Y es buena pregunta. It's a very good question. And sadly, it's probably about this one here. Let's look at these next to each other. Let's look at poner versus ponerse. Oh, let's put versus. And then use meter versus meterse. Okay, so let's start here. Poner means to put, but it's when you're putting something on a surface area somewhere, generally.
Right.
Yeah, right. So that one's not too bad. Okay. And do know also, he explained towards the end of the video that, pardon, sometimes Spanish speakers will, pardon, alergias, allergy season, I get some little coughs.
Okay.
A veces, sometimes native speakers will even kind of use these sort of interchangeably, but they really
Right.
are different. So sometimes you have to go with the flow, even if they kind of use them. But poner is generally something that is put, or if you think of poner in this sense of set down or set on top of something. It's set on a surface, yeah? Or it's just placed down on top of something. That's generally poner. And then the difference between poner and ponerse becomes a little bit deeper. So let's look here. Meter generally means that you are putting something into an enclosed space. Well, that's a lot of words. But what that generally means is this. If you are putting something inside of your pocket, that's more likely to be meter. If you're putting something inside of, because a pocket, you can't necessarily see what's inside of a pocket. Yeah, it's all closed in. It's surrounded by material. Or you put something inside of a drawer. That could be poner, but often it will be meter. Because you open that drawer, you put something inside of it, and then you close it, and it's put away. Yeah. So think of meter as anytime I close something up and it's now hidden from view. Yeah. I put something inside of something else. That will often be meter. But also, these verbs, both of them can be reflexive. So we're going to get to the next layer, and then we'll finally get to your question. Ponerse can mean two different things. It can mean to put something, oops, wait, I can't get there we go. To put something on one's body, and that will mean anything from clothing to sunscreen to perfume. Okay, something you put on yourself. Ponerse also, when you combine it with a description, can mean to get. So one thing I want you to think about is you might hear something like this, me pongo rojo. And that does not mean I'm putting on something that is red in color. That means I am blushing. I get. red, meaning in the face, and that means blush. Yeah. So you can also say me pongo feliz. I get happy. You can, because those are all descriptions. They're not clothing. Yeah. Ponerse with the article of clothing is you put that on your body, but ponerse with the description is to get a certain way. Me pongo enojada. I get mad. Yeah. So ponerse has a couple of meanings in reflexive. Meterse means to get, not put at all, to get in to get involved in something. And generally, it will have, in most cases, kind of a negative connotation. Like saying you stick your nose into something, yeah? Let's say you have a mother-in-law who actually wants to know everything that's going on with your stuff, and you don't want to tell her everything for whatever reason. Mi suegra, my mother-in-law, and by the way, my mother-in-law does not do this, but I know that it's a common trope, right? Mi suegra siempre se mete en mis asuntos. My mother-in-law always gets herself involved, and she always sticks her nose in my business. Sticks her nose in my business. Yeah, and business doesn't mean like you're earning money, right?
No,
In
right.
my affairs. Yeah.
Your affairs.
Meterse is to get involved in somebody else's affairs, to get involved with their problems. See, you can even say se mete en líos. He gets in trouble, en líos. Se mete en líos means you get in trouble, like, yeah. So meterse me is kind of metaphorical. I get myself inside of certain affairs or topics. Okay, so here now, my long drill down. Here was the question. She saw this and she heard this verb, puse. It's like, wait a minute, what the heck is that? Puse is a past of poner. Boy, Puse sure does not look like it comes from Poner, does it? Okay. Poner is a verb that happens to get a number of irregular forms. It's not too bad in presente. It's irregular for yo en presente because we get that go, right? Pongo, I put, pongo. But that G doesn't carry over to tú or nosotros, right? Pongo for yo, but then pones, you put, ponemos, we put, ponen, they put. Okay, normal. But in the past, to say I put, it becomes
Puse.
puse. I put. It's very irregular. And you put would be pusiste.
Aha.
Yeah. And he put would be puso. You can imagine the fun that 15-year-old boys in Spanish class have with the word puse, yelling it down the hallway and saying, I'm just practicing my Spanish, Mr. Smith. Yeah. But yeah, poner takes this PUS thing, and that's why pretérito can be so very hard, legitimately really hard for English speakers because, I gave you some primer things of frequently used verbs, but preterite in Spanish is notorious for having lots and lots of irregulars, and puse is one. Puse I put. So I might say something like this. Puse las llaves en la mesa. I put the keys on the table.
Able.
Yeah, your husband asks, ¿dónde están las llaves? Where are they? No las encuentro. No las encuentro. Not them I find. Means he can't find them. No las encuentro. Ah, sí. Las puse. I put them. Them I put. Las puse en la mesa.
En la mesa.
Las puse en la mesa. I put them on the table.
Mm.
Bien. Okay. Bien. Bien. Good with that? See?
Sí.
Okay. Fantástico. What, if any other question might you have with this video that Jeff and Darcy did on those two verbs? Anything else?
Well, where's the gray area? Marilyn, where is the gray area where you could use either
Poner or
one?
meter?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Buena pregunta. Good question. Because there is a kind of a gray area. The gray area, I would say, is something like you put something in a drawer and somebody may choose to use it. It really is more that action of meter. Let's say you're talking about silverware, for example. Putting away silverware, that's something that we all do, see? Let's say you're talking about los tenedores, the forks. And somebody said, ¿Dónde pongo los tenedores? Where do I put the forks? And let's say, Sam, that they don't know if you're going to maybe set them on a countertop or a table or in a drawer. Do you keep it in a little basket that's decorative? What are you going to do with those? Because, your basket, because you're going to do a picnic. They don't know.
Right.
¿Dónde pongo los tenedores? Where do I put the forks? They may ask it that way. And somebody may say, bueno, sí. Mételos, put them, mételos en el cajón. Put them in the drawer. Or they might say, pónganlos. There's your gray area. Pónganlos en el cajón. Put them in the drawer. You're right.
Okay.
Meter is really a little better because if you're putting in a drawer, you're closing that and
Closing the drawer, right.
see.
Either way.
Here's another gray area. Here's another gray area, Sam. Let's say you are packing up a box to get rid of all of these kitschy, ugly, el cuadro feo, the ugly picture. You're packing them in a box to send them off to Goodwill. If that box is still open because you still have other things you're going to try to fit in there, you might just use poner. ¿Sí?
Poner.
Voy a poner, sí, pongo muchas cosas en la caja y voy a llevar la caja. I'm going to take the box.
Take
Voy
the
a
box.
llevar, I'm going to take. Voy a llevar la caja a Goodwill.
Good.
So the gray area with that is easy. Here's where you won't have gray area. I'm going to give you a great sports example because this is a sports word for sure. Meter is often a sports word. It's often used for stuff like scoring a goal in soccer.
Yeah, he showed that. Yeah.
Or football, soccer, or fútbol americano, American football. Like goalpost for fútbol americano.
Right.
Yeah. Meter is when you score because the ball goes into a net.
Right.
Or into the goalposts. Yeah.
Or through the goalposts.
But when they talk about soccer, and people will, because, es popular, and they talk about scoring a goal, it's metió. Por ejemplo, sí, Messi, sí, el Messi es un jugador de fútbol muy famoso. Messi metió muchos goles durante su carrera. Metió muchos goles. He scored many goals. See? Because you kick a ball inside a net.
Right. It's
And
inside
that's not
something.
poner, and that's not
Right.
gray area.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not on top of, it's get it into the net. Hockey, same kind of thing. See? Bien?
Yeah.
So there is some gray area there, but do know because ponerse is used for putting clothing on, that'll often be reflexive. See? Bien? Hay
Yeah.
otra pregunta. Is there any other question about that video?
Nope.
No? So don't let it was hard with that Puse one because that sure doesn't look like it's from Poner, but it is. Okay. Tristemente, sadly, it is. Okay. A ver. Pam, 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 pam. Ah, para la semana que viene, for the week that is coming up, I would like you to think about, I'll write this up a little bit more formally in the email. I'll have a couple of questions that will be related again to throwing stuff out or not throwing stuff out. Yeah. I want you to bring something next week that brings you great joy and you always want to keep it.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
algo que les trae alegría, something that brings you great joy. Because one of the things that the article talks about is los objetos que amplifican la alegría, things that amplify happiness. Yeah?
Okay.
Things that amplify happiness. So I want you to bring something that you don't consider junk and you do want to keep. ¿Y por qué? And why?
Okay. And
Okay?
why?
Algo que tú no quieres botar, you don't want to throw out, nunca. You never want to throw it out. And maybe, y por qué, and why? And maybe you don't want to throw it out because it's beautiful. Maybe you don't want to throw it out because it costs a lot of money. Maybe you don't want to throw it out because somebody in your family is connected to that. Y amplifica la alegría, and it amplifies happiness. That meaning it gives you a happy feeling. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll construct some questions that you may run through to talk about that item. ¿Sí? Bien?
Bien.
¿Entienden? ¿Entienden? Understand?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Perfecto. La última cosa, last thing, and this is going to tie into reflexives again. But again, reflexives, when we tell a story, they won't be every single verb in this story. So we have to, which makes it hard because we have to listen for where they're sprinkled in and try to figure out the meaning. This video is going to feature a verb. You know what? Let me see if I can maybe just pop it up on a whiteboard. Can you see my whiteboard here?
Yep.
¿Sí? Bien. Vale.
Blank.
Texto. Aquí. Más grande. It's going to feature this verb. Quejarse. 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 You almost always hear this used reflexively. It is possible to hear it used non-reflexively, but most of the time it'll have this say. It is reflexive. It is a special verb. Quejarse. This has got que, and then it's got jar. It's got that J. So this is not, no se pronuncia quejar. No, quejar. Repitan, por favor. Quejar.
Quejar.
Quejar. And now we're going to make it reflexive. Quejarse.
Quejarse.
Quejarse. ¿Y qué quiere decir? What does it mean? Quiere decir, it means
To complain.
to complain about. To
Okay.
complain about. So this video is going to feature a reflexive verb, quejarse, see, to complain about. Okay. I am going to kick off listening, but you will have to finish it, and you'll probably have to listen to it a couple of times, and you'll need to have your subtitles turned on, undoubtedly. Okay, pueden verlo. Can you
Oh,
see
him
him?
again.
Sí. Okay.
Juan.
Nuts.
Juan, sí.
En Londres.
Tú sabes cuál es mi problema?
Do you know what? Do you know? Do you know? Tú sabes? Do you know? ¿Cuál es mi problema? What my problem is? And now notice it's not qué es, what is, it's cuál es.
¿Cuál es?
Meaning out of all the problems in the world, which ones are yours? Out of all the problems, ¿cuál es mi problema? What's my problem?
Mi problema es muy sencillo.
My problem is very simple.
Yo nunca estoy contento.
Yo nunca estoy contento.
We're happy.
Nunca
Never.
means never. Yo
Never.
nunca estoy contento. I'm never
Happy.
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 Yo nunca estoy contento con nada. Me quejo.
No estoy contento con nada.
Con nada.
not
Me
happy with
quejo por
anything.
todo.
The cold.
Me quejo por todo. I complain on account of.
Cold.
I complain about everything. And sometimes he's going to use me quejo de, I complain about. And sometimes he does use por. And por here just kind of has a spin of I complain on account of, because of everything. I pick at everything. Okay. And he always, of course, it's very tongue in cheek with Juan. I'm not happy with anything. I complain about everything.
Si hace frío, me quejo de que hace frío.
If it's cold, I complain about, me quejo de, I complain about that it's cold.
Frío.
And the hace frío means what the weather is doing, not I feel cold, which is tengo frío, but hace frío, right?
Si hace calor, me quejo de que hace calor. Me quejo
If it's hot outside, I complain about it's
Hot.
hot.
por todo, tío. Me quejo por todo. Cuando
I complain about everything. And the tío is just man. I complain about everything, man.
estoy en Londres, me quejo mucho del tiempo. Porque llueve muy a menudo, hace frío.
Bien. When I'm where?
London.
London.
When I'm in London, me quejo mucho del tiempo.
I complain all the time.
I complain about the weather
Oh,
Because it rains.
a lot.
Rain.
Because it rains. What do you think the muy a menudo? Those all hang together. What is ¿Qué es muy a menudo?
Frequently.
most of the time.
Yeah, muy a menudo means con frecuencia.
Frequently.
It's just a different way of expressing the idea of con frecuencia, with frequency. Yeah?
Frío.
Muy a menudo means often.
Often. It's cold.
It's cold, hace frío.
Está siempre nublado.
It's
También me
always-
quejo del café. El café.
Está siempre nublado. He's still talking about the weather. It's always
Cloudy.
cloudy, right? Nubes, the noun is clouds, but cloudy, a description is nublado.
Nublado.
Está siempre nublado. It's always cloudy. See? También me quejo del café. I also complain about
Coffee.
the coffee.
En Inglaterra no es muy bueno.
The coffee in England
It's not very.
Not very good.
It's not very good.
Y todo es carísimo. En Londres todo
Ah, todo es carísimo. Carísimo explodes the idea of caro. Caro es expensive.
Expensive.
Oh,
Carísimo is
Very expensive.
very, yeah. Carísimo sums
carísimo.
it up, skyrockets it, yeah. Everything is very expensive. You may hear people express, if they're younger especially, super carísimo, right? The easiest way that beginners learn is muy caro, very expensive. But formally, carísimo means very, very, very expensive. Yeah. And young people like to phrase it instead of carísimo, sometimes to say super carísimo, which means the same thing as carísimo. It's very expensive. Okay. Bien. So I want you to listen to the things that he complains about. I'll also have you work up some questions for conversation about things we complain about, because it's a new reflexive verb we can use. So you're going to have things to talk about, recuerdos, yeah, things that you like that you want to keep, and
Right.
some stuff about complaining, and we'll have you listen to his video. ¿Todo bien? All good?
All good.
Muy bien.
Yay, fantástico.
Yay.
Gracias por participar. Thank you for participating. And if you still want to bring a kitschy item next week, if you didn't have time last week and you want to bring one, feel free to do that. And if you don't, you want to just focus on the new questions for this week, that's fine too. Sea lo que sea, be it as it may. ¿Ok? ¿Todo bien?
Okay, todo bien.
Fantástico. Bueno, espero que tengan muy buena semana. I hope you have a really good week. ¿Sí?
You too.
Y nos vemos. Gracias, muchísimas
Nos vemos.
gracias. Sí, cuídense, cuídense mucho.